Hello, my name is Dr. Frederick Covington, and I'm an occupational therapist. Dyspraxia is defined as difficulty in planning and carrying out skilled, non-habitual motor acts in a correct sequence. Now, some typical examples of someone with issues with dyspraxia could be poor posture and fatigue, poor integration of the two sides of the body, poor hand-eye coordination, a lack of rhythm when dancing or doing aerobics, a clumsy gait and movement, or exaggerated accessory movements such as flapping your arms when you're running. Now, it is not a primary problem in motor coordination or motor execution. Rather, the problem is hypothesized to be due to difficulty in formulating the plan of action. Praxis includes both knowing what to do and how to do it. Now, somatodyspraxia is defined as a disorder of encoding a new as opposed to habitual motor response strategy. That is, clients with somatodyspraxia have difficulty learning new tasks, but once learned and performed as part of the client's daily life performance, the task can be performed with adequate skill. Now, although clients can acquire reasonable degrees of skill in specific activities with practice, the acquired skill remains highly specific to those particular tasks that they have practiced. The learned motor movements or skill doesn't generalize to other similar activities. It's also important to know that dyspraxia is not an official diagnosis. Developmental Coordination Disorder is the official diagnosis for issues with motor skills. Now, I always find it best to carefully listen to clients that have difficulties with dyspraxia so that I can better plan their goals and objectives. Here is a wonderful example of two young ladies being interviewed and discussing their difficulties with dyspraxia. Check it out.
Like, the way I explain dyspraxia is problems with balance and coordination. Or say if someone throws a ball at you, like, you might, like, your hands and eye coordination isn't as quick as, like, another person's.
Dyspraxia is also known as Developmental Coordination Disorder. It's caused by a miscommunication between your brain and your body. So the signals that tell your body how to move don't really get through very clearly.
When I was younger, all the kids were riding a bike and I couldn't ride a bike.
Still can't ride a bike properly. I used to cycle to work and then I fell into a bus one too many times.
If a guy ever invited me on a date ice skating, I would decline that because I wouldn't want to make a fool of myself.
So there's a whole spectrum of symptoms of dyspraxia and it affects everyone differently. But some of the main symptoms that affect me are trouble with organisation, bad short-term memory. I have really bad gross motor control, so big movements with my arms and legs I find really difficult.
Well, from a young age, like, I was diagnosed with, like, a few different things. Like, they said to my mother that I had a bit of everything, like a bit of dyspraxia, a bit of ADHD, a bit of dyslexia. Like,
I actually didn't find out I had dyspraxia until I was 19 when I went to university. For me, I am very clumsy, but I always assumed that that was just normal, I suppose.
And my sisters and my mum laugh at how I dance. Apparently I have no rhythm when I dance. Like, apparently, like, the music will be on and I'll just be doing, like, my own dance, like that type of thing, and, like, it's not even going to the music.
Getting diagnosed was a bit of a relief because I realised that I'm not just useless, that there is actually a medical reason behind why I find it difficult to do certain things. It's also really frustrating to know that sometimes you can be trying your absolute best and you're just never going to be very good at that particular thing.
I can't carry a tray with coffee or tea on. Like, if I've got a tray with, like, 2 cups of tea on, I'll be, like, rattling with them and all the tea will go over the tray. It makes you feel really thick. Like it makes you think, why aren't I doing that? Like, you know, it's the most simplest thing ever.
I burnt my hand here last week pouring a kettle trying to fill up a hot water bottle and I just missed. I must have got distracted for a second. And
I think I've got better in the respect that, like, when I was younger I wanted to wrestle, so I went to wrestling training when I was like 14 and I was so crap, like, literally, like, and I just started training, like, you know, 5 times a week and then I'd write it all down as well, so that's the only way I got around wrestling.
I am naturally so disorganised, so I use bullet journals, which is just a method. It's like a diary, a journal. I have one for work and one for home, and I write everything down, so it doesn't matter when I forget things, I know where I can go and find that information.
In everyday life I think I'm alright, like, I don't care that I can't dance, I'll still go out to the club and, like, give it my all.
It's often harder to diagnose girls with behavioural problems because they are socialised from such a young age to be a good girl, stay quiet and not cause a fuss. People with dyspraxia are often more creative and more creative thinkers, and there are lots of famous creative people that have dyspraxia, like Daniel Radcliffe. It's good that we're all so different.